ourselves while he's Emmanuel Otto.
He's out of breath.
Sweating.
He's out of breath.
Struggling.
He has a sprint to set.
Yes, you
Because
did.
he locked himself out of his dressing room.
Twice.
My
Man, welcome back. All right, let's get it started right here in L.A., where the Lakers have made a complete overhaul in their roster so far this offseason. And to put it mildly, the new additions bring a lot of experience. Lakers have average age 31 years old now, which is the highest in the NBA. And don't forget, LeBron James is 36 years old. Not getting any younger. So, Acho, will the Lakers' age catch up with them?
First off, it's good to be back.
It is?
Even when I don't see you for a day, I miss you, my dog.
Don't lie.
I miss real talk, man. We got so much just affection for one another. So I miss you, bro. I miss you.
I feel you.
I don't miss ignorant questions from you.
Oh!
I don't miss those, but I miss you.
We're here already? Have we arrived already in ignorance?
Will the Lakers' age catch up to them? It will and it won't. So for something to catch up to you, that thing would have had to have granted you some sort of advantage. You can't catch up to somebody if you're behind. And you can't catch up to somebody if you're equal. So how can something that grants you no advantage be caught up to?
What are you trying to tell me
Pause for a
right
second.
here? Okay.
Pause for a second.
All right.
If you and I are racing,
I'm in front.
and you in front.
No, I am in front.
Facts.
It's Olympic time.
Then I can catch up to you.
Okay.
But if you and I are racing and we're either neck and neck or you are behind me, thus you have no advantage,
so
I can't catch up to you.
Yeah, I feel that.
The Lakers' age is not going to give them a competitive advantage. So if the Lakers' age is not going to give them a competitive advantage, then their age cannot catch up to them because their age has not granted them an advantage. Because the Lakers were injured last year, because the Warriors have been injured, a lot of Western Conference teams that typically have no place in dominance in the West have been dominant. So when we all think of, well, the Lakers got Melo, they got LeBron, they got Dwight, they got seasoned vets. Sure, they do. But seasoned as it pertains to what? Melo ain't been to an NBA Finals. Westbrook has only been to one NBA Finals. Dwight has been to 2 NBA Finals. But y'all think about it for a second. The Utah Jazz were 1 seed last year. The last 2 times in the playoffs, they have significant playoff experience. The Denver Nuggets went to the Western Conference Finals 2 years ago this past year, obviously again to the playoffs. Significant playoff experience. The Phoenix Suns, the lowly Phoenix Suns, surely they ain't been to the finals in a long
CP3.
They went to the finals just last year.
That's right.
So the Lakers' age, typically in our minds, should grant them some sort of playoff experience. But in all honesty, the Lakers' age is giving them no advantage. Thus, I don't think their age can catch up to them because it's not as though their age is what's put them ahead or their age is actually doing anything notable.
Okay. Look, welcome back.
My dog.
God, I needed somebody to beat up on, and you are here.
You beat up on Slick yesterday, I thought.
No, well, Greg beat up on me on the Raiders. Good Lord. So, we're even. Man, age ain't nothing but a number.
Talk about it.
Do you know that song, Elise? Aaliyah?
I know, yes.
Okay, respect. Okay. I'm not going to say age ain't nothing but a number because the older I got, the worse I got. Like, it gets to a point where you're like, all right, these are diminishing returns in terms of this age. I give you that, Acho, but you are wrong about the Lakers. Age is not going to catch up with them in terms of undermining them. You hate equity. Here's another E you hate. You don't hate Emmanuel for some reason, but you hate experience. You hated on Tom Brady almost the entire year, mostly because he was too experienced. Now you're hating on the Lakers almost because they have too much experience. Here's the problem that you're running into. You don't understand what LeBron is seeing in terms of landscape out there as opponents, contenders out there, and then looking at his squad and realizing, I couldn't trust a Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma didn't trust in our system, so I couldn't trust in him. He would go awry too often. So LeBron James has come to a realization, I need to have a veteran-laden team of guys that I know I can put in specific roles, activate when necessary, and not burn too much tread off the tires, right? So that's the mindset. Now let's talk about how this is going to work for the Lakers. Did a lot of research here, did too much research, actually. I got all these other sports here. I don't even want to talk about them old players in other sports. Let's talk about the Lakers. How old are the Lakers in average age?
33?
31, they say. 31 average age. The Lakers' engine is not 31 years old. It's 28 years old. It's by the name of Anthony Davis.
Okay.
So if your driving force is young, in its prime, what is really the issue? It's not age, it's health. Think about the Lakers with LeBron James. LeBron James has no AD, no young engine. They don't go to the playoffs. He gets hurt. He gets that young engine. He gets AD. Uh-oh, we win a championship. All of a sudden, the next year, we're 21-7. That young engine conks out again. Check engine light on. He goes down. We become a sub-500 team. The driving force for the Lakers is actually young. It's a 28-year-old in his prime engine by the name of Anthony Davis. Now, let's take it to the experience, why it will add up for the Lakers. Lakers are 31 years old in average age. Let's look at teams that have won the NBA championship at that same age or older. Oh, were you saying this, Acho, in 2003 when the Spurs won it? They were 31 and a half years old. Were you saying it in 2011 when your Dallas Mavericks won it? They were older. What about the Spurs in 2007 when they beat the LeBron James Cavaliers team? You saying it there? Chicago Bulls. Oh, nobody dare say Michael's too old. Well, he did it once, twice, 3 times. Remember that? Back-to-back-to-back, 96, 97, 98. And what about the 2013 Miami Heat team? Old as this team. No one was complaining then. So why are you complaining now? The driving force is in his prime.
You gave me a lot to chew on, big dog, and I'm glad because I'm hungry. I came to the show hungry, y'all. I need to chew on some things, Sil. I'm not hating the Lakers' age. That's not what it is. I'm just expressing that their age gives them no competitive advantage. I have no problem with their age. I have no problem with their experience.
You don't think so? I gave you all these championship teams that are old.
No, but here's why I'll give you that. Because you made me jump a point, but I'm fine. I'll get to that point.
Okay.
The championship teams you gave me that are old, their nucleus was still young. Now, AD might be young, but let's go to those 03 Spurs. Tim Duncan got to the league in, what was it, 97, 98? So in 03, Tim Duncan would have only been roughly 27. Remember, Tony Parker gets to the league after Tim Duncan and Manu after that. So the nucleus of the Spurs, their 3 best players would have still been young. Miami Heat, 2013. If LeBron is 35 now, 2013, LeBron would have been, what, 27? D-Wade would have been right there around 27, 28. The nucleus of that team, Chris Bosh, roughly the same age, is still young.
Yeah.
So when you talk about this Lakers team, however, I don't know if the nucleus, now you got to add at least Russell Westbrook into the nucleus.
33.
Russell Westbrook, LeBron, AD.
36.
That average age is still then 31, 32. So the nucleus of that team is older. But here's a point I have to sit on for a second if we can put the car in park. You said that the Lakers' issues are not not age-related, they are health-related. I agree with you. Lakers issues aren't age-related, they're health-related. But in life, there's a direct correlation between age and health.
Really?
And the older we get, the more health begins.
Tell that to a young person that just died.
Okay, but what about the older people?
Well, they gonna die too.
Okay, what do I say? You know this, you've grown. There comes a point in your life when you're 40, you gotta start to go to your checkups. When you're 50, you gotta make sure you do this. They don't tell you to do it at 20. Now, it's not to say you cannot falter or you cannot succumb to certain diseases at 20, at 10, at 15, unfortunately, in this life that we live. But they do say, when you hit 40, amen, it's when you got to go get that colon checked. You know, when you hit 50, that's when you got to go do, because there's a direct correlation between age and the lack of health, or between age and health starting to go down the hill. So while the Lakers' issue might not be age, it might be health, remember that age bucket is pouring into that health bucket, which pours right back into the Lakers' issues.
No lies told. There is a direct correlation. You even go causation. I give you that. It also could be a coincidence that so many veteran-laden teams win championships. Think about how the Lakers really won the championship a couple years ago. It was because of the group, the nucleus, LeBron James telling this team, when we go into the bubble, let's stay focused.
That's real.
Let's get into this bubble and grind it all the way through. Younger teams, younger mindsets, teams that were just like, okay, this is good to be here, struggled through that, right? It's a focus issue. Now, through all the changes that have occurred from pandemic, into pandemic, out the pandemic, mass bubble, compromised season, 72, 82, we don't know what's going on, shortened off season. You need someone to steer the ship in the proper direction. That's still LeBron James. I gave you 3 examples of the Chicago Bulls where their driving force, obviously, is Michael Jordan, who was 32, 33, 34 years old. Younger than LeBron, but still older. But as a collective team, they relied on old individuals, older than the Lakers are right now, to get them over the hump. I have another list of teams that just appear in the finals. They lose, but still older teams. The thing about the Lakers that's beautiful is their older players, think about it, are all great at their age. Carmelo Anthony, people are trying to slight him a little bit because he's going to Lakers. How's that going to work because of age? Carmelo Anthony is a great catch-and-shoot shooter. Carmelo Anthony shot 41% from the three-point line last year. Carmelo Anthony is appreciative of his second chance experience in the NBA. Guess what? That's what you need. LeBron James controls pace. No one is slower on the court than LeBron James.